Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's tutorial, we are going to learn how you can perform map transitions and also how you can implement persistent maps in Unreal Engine 5. So currently I'm using this template which you can find on Fab, which is the Unreal Learning Kit. It is actually pretty amazing. Over here we have this character which you can perform the basic locomotion. You can fly as well if you double press the spacebar. And here I have set up a small map, and let me just show you what we are going to learn today. So over here we have this button. When I press on this button, you'll see this wall just goes down, and then if I leave the button, it will just reverse. And over here I have this different map itself which is loaded up using persistent maps, and you can see these floating islands just coming to the place, and which is running in the level sequence in the background. So the goal is we'll reach at the end of the floating island, and over there we have this lever to pull which will transition us to a different map itself. So in this tutorial I'll cover what are the pros and cons of using map transitions, or whether to stream the level, how you can use persistent levels. So we'll cover all this up. So we are almost there. So yeah, this kit is actually really amazing. You can find these stylized 3D models which are actually really nice. We also have PBR based materials in this map, and there you go. We can just jump right here and we can just fly. You can see the entire map over here. Alright, so I'll just go near this lever and I'll just press the interact key. You will find it will perform a loading screen, and then you will transition to a different map itself, which is a little city map which I just created using these assets. So yeah, and this is a different map itself which is not in the persistent map. We just loaded the level by an object reference. So yeah, we'll learn how you can perform these. So without further ado, let's get started. Alrighty, let's start with implementing map transitions. So over here inside the content, we have this lever blueprint which you can find inside the content, learning kit, games, blueprints and interactables. Over here I just drag and drop, and I just rotate this towards my character, and over here we have a boolean called as lever up. Alright, and you can see by default the lever is not activated. So let's head into the blueprint. Over here you will find we have two events, lever activated and deactivated. We are more interested in activated. So let's see what happens. Let us just print over here activated. Let's see. Also, one thing you can do is over here save on compile on success only. So when you hit compile and you do not have any errors in your blueprint, it will automatically save your blueprint. One of the tricks I've been using. Okay, so let's go near the lever. I will press E to interact, and over here you will find activated being print. Alright, so to actually transition to a different map, we have a node called as open level. So let's go over here and open level. You will find there are two nodes, open level by name or open level by object reference. Let's bring both of them over here. Let's try to understand the difference between both. So if I hover, you will find travel to another level. This one also says the same, travel to another level. But the difference is the reference that both of them are taking. One takes reference as the name variable, which is kind of a string, and the another one takes level variable, like object level itself. So you can use any of these, but I actually prefer using the object reference itself, because I think that using a string or name will be more computational. But yeah, at the end of the day, if your project is small, you can use any of these. Over here you have to name the exact way your level is. So my map name is city map, so this one is called as main map, the another one is called as city map. So over here I can just type the name over here, city map, or I can just use the asset itself. So city map over here. So you can use any of these, or you can promote them to a variable and you can hit compile. You can set it from here. This also you can promote to a variable, and then you can set it from outside or anywhere you want. All right, so it's just preference, you want to promote this to a variable or not. All right, so I just stick to the object reference over here, city map. Okay, let's hit compile, save. It's already automatically saved. Okay, I'll just right click, play from here. So let's see what happens. So I'll press E to interact with this object, and it will take few seconds to load because this level was not that much vast. It is not like a PUBG map itself, so it took like around 3 to 4 seconds to load. If your map is vast, it will take a lot more time to load, right? So in that case, people usually use persistent levels to load and unload the maps, right? So we'll come that to the later. So right now what you can do is kind of a hack that you can use to show the player that we have a loading screen, right? So for that, what you can do is you can create a widget blueprint for that. So over here, let me create a new folder, blueprints, and create blueprint class widget. So user widget, I'm just gonna click this widget blueprint underscore loading loading screen underscore widget blueprint. Right, let me just bring this over here. So widget blueprint is actually a canvas, so you need a canvas panel. Without the canvas panel, you won't be able to see. Alright, so canvas panel is actually necessary over here because it will maintain your aspect ratio. I just take the maximum over here, and what you can do is you can add an image. You search image from the palette right over here, drag and drop over here, or you can just drag and drop inside here, make this as a child, and select the image, fading image, let's name this. Over here you will find the anchors. Click on this and just click on this key, right? What this will do is it will set the anchors at the corners of your screen. You will need to set the offset to 0, all of them. All right, so over here the brush, we can set a texture, but over here we'll just be using color and opacity. We'll set the opacity, the color to black. And also we have one interesting thing. So you have seen in the games, the loading screen, it has a circular dotted thing loading, and horizontal loading as well. That's actually called as a throbber over here. So a throbber widget that orients the image in a spinning circle. We also have a horizontal throbber. Let's just drag and drop over here. You will find something like this. So it's amazing how Unreal has already made this for us. You can change the image over here. You can change the number of pieces you want, right? Animate horizontally, vertically. So yeah, a lot of things are there that you can just play with. Okay, I'll just use a circular throbber instead. I'll just drag and drop over here. You'll find it just came over here. I'll click on the anchors, set it to center. Hold shift to update the alignment to match. Hold control to update the position. So I'll just hold left control and left shift, and I'll click on the anchor. So it will automatically get to the center. Over here we can resize this to make it look like a circle. So I'll just put it 200 cross 200. Think seems fine. All right, so over here we have this kind of loading screen. You can of course use the text and write loading over here. So loading, and let us set the anchor again. Use left control and left shift. Set it to the center. Right, and yeah, I'll just align this to the center. We can change the font and all, but all right, let's just keep this default, showing that this is loading. We can change the speed of this as well. If I can increase the speed here. Okay, so over here we have the simple loading widget. Okay, so we can also fade this. So for that you will need to perform the animation. So over here, the animation tab, you need to open this up. If it is not there, go to window and click on this animation tab. Okay, I'll click on the animation, fade loading screen. All right, over here I'll be adding components. So I'll add the image itself, I'll add the throbber itself, and yeah, I think that's it. And now what I'm gonna do is the image, I want to change the opacity. Right now it is set to 1. I'll set it to 0 by default. All right, and click on this key to add a keyframe in this animation. So automatically you will find there's a keyframe over here, and this is important, that how many seconds you want your animation to play. So let's just keep it to 5 seconds for now. Okay, so at around like 1 second, let us increase the opacity back to 1. All right, set the keyframe. All right, or you can click over here to update your keyframe, and suppose at 3 seconds, let us keep at 3 seconds. I'll reduce the opacity again to 0, and I'll set the keyframe over here. Okay, and now we can play this. We have this kind of fading image. All right, you can also click on the throbber and set its visibility. So over here you can click on add. You can change the visibility of this. You can play with this. So for example, you don't want it to be visible at the start, you can set it to hidden. At the next frame, I'll set it to visible again, and over here I'll set this to visible again, and at the end I'll set it to hidden again. Okay, and then it will hide. Right, same you can do for the text. So over here we have the simple widget blueprint, and over here, before this, what we are going to do is we will create a widget blueprint. Create a widget, we'll set our loading widget blueprint. All right, so directly the widget doesn't show up, it needs to be added to a viewport. To viewport, or let's just add to viewport. We also have add to player screen, so adds the widget to the game's viewport, and this one is also does the same, but it will fit the entire scene itself. All right, so we'll add to the viewport, and from here then we can perform the animation. So to play the animation, we need to go to the event graph. All right, and we'll create a new custom event. Add custom event, perform fading, something like that. Okay, and I will drag and drop the fade loading screen, the animation, and then I'll press play animation. All right, I'll hit compile and save this, and from here I'll call the custom event, perform fading. So it will perform the fading animation, and then we can add a delay over here. Let's add a delay of around like 1 second, and then I'll open the level. So you will find it, this thing will not be that much as expecting that it will be a smooth transition. It will not be like that, because we are actually just faking the transition for the player. So you will find it will perform the loading, and you can see there's still a lag, but yeah, we are in a different map itself, but there was still a lag over there because the loading screen got stuck over there. Why it got stuck? So if I open this up again, so we're playing the animation, and over here, so when after the 1 second delay, when we open the level, we do not have the reference to this lever blueprint. We do not have reference to our player. We do not have reference to this entire world itself, right? Hence everything over here will disappear. So between this transition, you need to get the exact amount of the delay duration and the exact amount of the animation to make it look perfect. So this one was close to perfect. You can see we had to wait just a little bit more, and the thing is, it will be different for different levels, right? So if I try to do it again, maybe this time it is taking a bit more time, right? So that is where you will need to use a persistent level, or there are more ways to perform this as well. This was one of the classical way to do the map transition. Now what we will learn is something different, which is called as persistent level. So let us understand the concept of persistent map. What I will do is I'll create an empty map over here. So file, create a new level. Let's create an empty level over here. Okay, I'll create it and I'll hit save and call this empty level. Okay, let me close these up. Go to the window and you will find levels. Open this up. On the left hand side, you will find a new pane over here. It will be written persistent level, meaning it is saying that my current level is a persistent level. That means whatever world you go, how many levels you switch, this level, this persistent level will be persistent. It will stay there and there itself. Okay, so it will have its own level blueprint, of course. So that means whatever you do in this level blueprint, it will persist in any other level as well. All right, what you can do is you can drag and drop your other levels in here. So let us drag and drop my main map over here. Once you drag and drop, it will look just as how it was before, but what you can do is you can hide it, or you can unload and load it during runtime, right? So I can hide, unhide. Yeah, it takes a bit, and if you see it's in blue color, that means currently you are editing this level. If I right click, make this current, that means I'm in a persistent level currently, right? I will hide it by default, and if I hit play, you will see nothing. So if you right click over here, and you will find change streaming method. So this is level streaming. So if I keep this always loaded, right, save aborted levels must be made visible before they can be saved. All right, so let me okay, it is visible now, always loaded. Now if I hit play, you'll see now it is always loaded. I don't have my character though. Why I don't have the character? Because the persistent level in the world settings, it is not there. Over here I'll have to set it to this, then the character will spawn right over there, right? So if I go back and let the blueprint control, let us learn how we can control it using the blueprint, and we do not want to load this by default. Okay, so I'll make this as my current map, which is the persistent level. You will find that we can separately perform level blueprint of both of them. So we have the empty level blueprint, we have the main map level blueprint. both of them have different level blueprints, right? So this one over here on the begin play, or let us perform it on a button press, R key. Let's take any key. Let me take suppose E key I take, and now instead of using open level, we have something called as load level, load stream level, this one right here. So again, load stream level by name or by object reference, anything will work, you know the deal, right? There's also one thing called as unload stream level. So there might be a case where you have multiple levels, you want to load one level, you want to unload other levels, so that your current world is not that much heavy, and it will actually save you a lot of RAM, it will save you your performance as well, right? So let us load stream level by object reference. All right, which one I want to load? My main. So make sure that the one level you are trying to load, that should be present right over here. I'll just hide this. That means it is not loaded now. Okay, you will find that everything over here will be hidden because it is not loaded. All right, I'll go back over here. Yeah, make sure that whatever you try to load over here, it should be there inside your levels, inside your persistent level. All right, so main map I'm trying to load. Main map. All right, we have this amazing boolean, make visible after load. So we want it we want to make it visible only and only after every asset inside that world is loaded. It is there just to go. All right, let's hit play. I'll press R. I think yeah, now it is loaded. So yeah, we can unload this. If I suppose I released unload stream level by object reference, search, I'll just, and let's try it again. I press E, I release it, it will unload. I press it, right, and I release it. You see it still takes a little bit of time over here to load and unload, right? But yeah, this is one way to perform the level streaming. That is how I actually created so you'll find in the main map over here, let me just toggle the visibility over here. You'll see we do not have any floating islands which I created. It is actually a part of a different level itself. Let me just delete this, save this. Okay, so I cannot save this because currently I am not inside the level, but if I do Ctrl+Shift+S, it will save everything inside my project itself. Okay, so I had created this main map extended. Let me drag and drop over here. This is where I created the floating maps. So how I created, so before that also, let me just hide this. That means it is not loaded. Let me make this current, or let me make this my current map. I'll hit play. Yeah, it is not loaded by default. So on the begin play, I'll keep this, I'll make it load. Okay, and I'll set my over here. Let me hit play. There you go. So how I created this thing over here, this button. So this button is also one of the interactions which was there inside this project itself. So when I press it, I had this thing, the static mesh, just perform the object animation over there. Let me just show that to you quickly. Over here we have this button over here, and if I go inside the level blueprint, we have the button activated event. So if I click on this button and I go to my level blueprint, if I right click, we have the event for this. So there was event, yeah, the default event, add button activated event, which was already created by Unreal, right, that Epic team. So yeah, what I did is I just created a new level sequence, and over there I just played the animation. So let me show that to you. So yeah, I have kept the level sequence over here. go to over here. So I'm just doing is I'm just moving it down, right? And also what I did, right click, properties. When finished, I keep the state to pause, right? I mean, keep it downwards itself. That is what it means. Or what other thing that you can do is, while selecting this, I can do pause at the end. That also you can use. All right. Or as I said, go to properties. By default, it will be set to project default. I tried to search this inside the project settings, but I couldn't find. So when finished, I don't want to restore the state. Restore state means it will get back to this. All right. But at the end, I want click on the transform, right click on the transform, go to properties. When finished, I want to keep the state, or you can just click on as I said over here, I'm just repeating this, pause at the end. Yep, which actually I'm using in the floating islands over there. All right, so yeah, let me just bring this back. So when button is activated, I'm just playing this. When the button is deactivated, or when my character is stepping down from the button, I'm playing it in reverse, hence it is closing, right? So after I'm playing, I'm loading another level, which is the main map extended, right? Let me just uncheck this, or just delete the execution pin. Let me just right click, play from here. Will I be able to? Yeah. So yeah, as I press this key or the button over here, you'll see it just going in reverse. So yeah, just a simple mechanics, but yeah, it looks actually nice, right? So right after that, what I did, I had the when I click over here, you'll find a level sequencer of this map, which is main map extended. Right. If I click on this open level sequence, and over here you will find I have set it to pause at the end, because I want to pause at the end. I want the floating maps to stay where they at the end of my animation. So here I have all the platforms which I just quickly animated one by one. We have multiple platforms over here. I'm just playing with their transforms. So at the start, so let me just zoom out a bit. So at the start, these platforms will come over here, and these will come, and at the end we have this platform, a really big one, which actually transforms with the scale, and just go over here, and at the end it will just pause to the state. And yeah, over here I kept this lever, which I pull, I'll transition to a different map itself. Also, you'll find these splines over here. These splines are actually really interested. I was really interested looking at these. These are the wind system, which actually are splines with the Niagara system wind curve. I'll cover this up. If you're interested, I'll cover these up in a different tutorial video. This is actually a part of this template itself. Actually really nice it is. Okay, so yeah, at the end when I'm playing, after I'm playing, I am just load stream level and make visible after load the main map, right? This one, which is actually also there. I've loaded over here inside the persistent level, right? So by default it is not there. This is also not there, but we have made this because our current map is this itself. It is not like a main menu or something, but in actual scenario it can be a main menu, right? And after that I have this main map extended, right? So yeah, that is how I actually use this persistent map to perform this. So again, let me quickly go over here. You'll find the level sequence giving me errors because the map is not loaded. Once the map is loaded, as you can see, map is there and it will perform the animations. This one, I have added a delay of around like 5 seconds. So if I open this level blueprint, let me just pause this level blueprint. Yep, after 5 seconds delay, I'm playing the map generation level sequence. I'm just playing it. So yeah, that is how I created this beautiful looking maps, floating islands over here. I actually got inspiration from one of the gameplay of Hogwarts Legacy, where the professor just rotates its stick, the magic stick, and the bridge gets reconstructed. So I just got inspiration from that and re-implemented this inside this floating island. Not that big of a deal because we just performing animation over here. So that's how I use persistent level to load and unload them at the runtime, right? So supposedly I'm here inside the main map. What if I try to transition using this persistent level itself? How can we do that? So for that, first you need to get your city map over here, right? You will find that the city map is at the same location at my main map. Okay, I'll just hide this currently. Okay, and main map, right click, make current. All right, make sure, remember to click and make current, because whatever you do will be edited in that level. So if I add a basic, let me choose a shape. Yep, this one. If I add this shape right over here, because I'm in the main map, it will stay over here. If I hide this, it will get hidden because I'm edited inside the main map. My current map is main map, right? So make sure you are in the current map whenever you are editing inside the persistent level, right? I'll cut this. For example, suppose I wanted to I will load the city map also. Suppose I wanted to add something inside the city map, right? And I added this. Yep. And I'll hide this. I'll see, oh, the city map I've added, the cube, why is it still there in the main map? Because you were inside the main map. Your current map was set to the main map, right? You are editing that map, that means, right? So make sure you do not make that mistake. All right, so as I was saying, what if you want to transition inside this persistent level? Only in one case that is possible, which I have come across. So for example, I'll get the there's this interactables, this lever blueprint over here. Let me just close this up. Let me rotate this and set the lever to up. Inside here, what I'm doing again is we are opening the level. Instead of opening the level, and what we can do is load stream level by object reference, which is our city map. Again, make it visible after load. All right, so what will happen now is, okay, I press E, that map will be loaded. I mean, we have a loading screen. Okay, so the if you notice now, the loading screen, okay, we do have the loading text. We forgot to actually hide it from the end of the animation, or we should have destroyed the widget itself, removed from the parent. You can use that because our map is still there. It is persistent, right? Hence it is still there. But yeah, as you can see now, currently my main map is also there, my city map is also there. So in this case, what to do? So go inside your, where is a lever blueprint? Yeah, over here, then you can do is unload stream by object reference, which is our main map. So we have another boolean, should block on load. So currently we'll not be using that. Okay, let's try this again. So let me pull the lever again. It will perform the loading, and as you can see now, we are inside the city map and the main map is totally gone. Yeah, for the widget itself, first let us get where we are adding the widget. So inside here, when I pull the lever, so yeah, just after this, what we can do is remove from parent. So just from here, remove from parent. Just need to call this, and you will have a smooth transition over here. put it in tracked. Maybe I was not in the range. We have loading screen, and it should, after it is unloaded, it should have destroyed the itself. Let me check it again. So over here, let us remove the parent first, and then we'll unload our streaming level, this one, and let's see. I'll right click, play from here, and as you can see, there's a bit of a lag over there when we are loading, or when we are trying to load and unload the level. I'll show you how we can get rid of that as well. So we have this loading widget, and now it is gone. So you will find we also have this another boolean, should block on load. What block is it actually talking about? So it is actually talking about the main thread on which the game is running. So if I click on should block on load, so this is at the start. So when the empty level or the persistent level loads at the start, what happens is, now if I press play, you will find that lag was a bit less than before. Let us try to compare again. Okay, you see now it is not waiting for the main thread, it is just playing it. Over here what we are telling is the game that this node will block our game unless and until this is visible and it is totally loaded, and after that it will let the game play, the main thread. So if I press play now, so yeah, now it is much faster. Again, you can do the same over here, should block on load, and I don't want to do over here, so we'll try to play over here. Also, what you can do is you can set your player start. Instead of main map, you can go to persistent, make current, and you can paste over here. Make sure you are inside the air, because until this loads, maybe a character just passed through this platform itself. That should not happen. So make this current, save this. Now it should spawn from there. Yep. And if I press E over here, it will perform the loading widget blueprint, and there we are. Do not have any hiccups over here, and this is how we can use the level persistent. Again, one thing that you need to take care over here is we are really sure that our city map is at the same position over here, right? It is at the same position, it is at 0 0, it is being made over here. But in different case, if the map is extended, in that case, if I spawn, right, so let me try to do that, right? If I try to spawn the extended map itself, what will happen? I'll press play. So what will happen? We will just go down, go through the map itself. Yeah. So why is that happened? This is loaded, it is there, but a character is not there. It just fell down because when we loaded this map, our character was still here. So in that case, what you can do, you can set the character over here. You can take this location and then you can teleport. You can use a game animation sample project teleporter. You can use that functionality over here. So yeah, so when you do that, you can teleport to that place. So one thing that you can use. So yeah, you can use a portal which I created in the Wukong remake. You can use that portal over here. Instead, what I used over here is doing this animation of making the wall go down. Instead, you can use the portal to a different map and you can transition over there. So you can just once you learn the functionality, how to create the basic, you can of course beautify it with just these floating islands or using any VFX Niagara particle. It's just up to you. It's just limitless. So yeah, this is how we can perform simple map transitions and how we can implement the level streaming by loading and unloading the levels using Unreal Engine's persistent level tool. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial. Let me know what other tutorials would you like me to cover on this channel. Unreal 5.5 got released and I'm really excited to cover the features in Unreal 5.5, the main highlight feature being the mega lights. So yeah, I will be covering the latest features of Unreal 5.5 in my future tutorial videos. I'm planning to share this project itself on my Discord server. So if you haven't joined, please join my Discord server. There I regularly share the assets which I create on my tutorials. Again, thank you so much for watching this tutorial and stay tuned for more.